We've been coming to Blood Manor for 3 years now, chasing something that the living can't explain.
Sometimes when I turn the corner, I kind of see the back of my own head.
Footsteps echo through empty halls.
I just felt like somebody walked by, so I looked up and nobody was there.
Shadows move where no one should see.
Oh god, that's so creepy.
Yet it still feels like something has been left on the table.
Working here is the reason I wear an orgonite pendant.
Whispers that echo the secrets of the Civil War. And a presence that refuses to be forgotten.
I saw like a shoulder like go up the stairs.
This is no ordinary New York City haunted house. This is where history bleeds into the present.
This building used to be a photography studio owned by Matthew Brady, the man who people credit for Abraham Lincoln's famous photo on the dollar bill.
This is Matthew Brady. He was a photographer that was housed in this building where he photographed Abraham Lincoln was photographed here, and he used to take photos of all the Civil War soldiers in this building here.
So that's when we decided to dig a little deeper into Matthew Brady's history, and that's when we noticed that there was a connection that we had been overlooking this whole time.
Just like Edison didn't really invent the light bulb but got the credit, the real photographer, like the man who actually took the photo, was a man named Anthony Berger, who was only called an assistant at the time. Brady was more like the creative director. He actually physically took the photos of Lincoln and his family before the president was assassinated.
So why would their spirits be here if Lincoln just came by for a photo? We think that it's because Berger's spirit stayed behind, upset that he never got the credit that he deserved.
Last year, there were even signs of his wife, Mary Todd, trying to communicate through a Ouija board. It's spelled Todd? Are you fucking kidding me?
This is the basement. It's for cast members only, and us, because we're special. But this is where people get ready, this is where they get their makeup done, and this is where the boiler room is.
Have you ever had an experience?
I've had an experience coming out of here. I was storing things here about 3-4 weeks ago. I came in here and put some stuff in here as I was walking out past here. I got about halfway through the hallway here, probably right about here, and I just felt something just brush across the top of my head, and it just sent chills down my spine. I was like, that was the first time I've ever felt uncomfortable in here. And I've been in here for like 6 years. A lot of history in this building. A lot of our actors have seen a lot of freaky stuff.
We spent years collecting these employees' stories, so now it's time to really see what lies within Blood Manor's walls.
There are too many ghost stories that are too similar to just be a case of a creeped out employee. There is definitely something haunting these halls.
This is Mike. He works here. He's seen it.
It's a little girl and a lady over here usually. Upstairs in the second floor, usually they like turn off and on the light. Name.
Like a figure or a noise?
What do you mean by a little girl? I can sense them because my family been through all these things, but I confirmed it because one of the other actors told me there's a little girl out here. Because I think they seen it in a camera or something like that. Well, they want is for nobody to come back and forth because they say it's too crowded. So, but upstairs there's a guy. He turns off and on the fan. And in the gift shop, like 3 years ago, some of the products came out of the shelf and everybody's seen that. Like, thank God everybody's seen it because I don't want them to think I'm crazy.
They take you downstairs and you wait in this hall and then you begin to go into the haunt. And this floor of the haunt is the middle floor. And it looks like your traditional haunted house, like with blood, with gore, with like spooky zombie looking things. Nothing too different and unusual yet.
Oh my god!
I heard like these whispers and they were inaudible, so I didn't know what anything was saying. But it was just really weird because like I looked around the room, there was nobody there. I like, checked my phone, I wasn't making any audio. And I got up and I walked around and like nothing to me would have made sense of why I could hear like whispers. You know what I mean?
Once the table started moving, instead of just like dead air, I started hearing these like whispers almost, and I couldn't identify words, so I would hesitate to call them like voices, but it just sounded like breath or whispers in that silent space. and I started getting creeped out, and I was like, there's no way this is actually haunted.
Last year, our batteries kept draining, and the Flux 2 was lighting up red. And when it lights up red, this means bad spirits.
Are you draining our batteries?
No. What? No. This isn't just about Matthew Brady's spirit lingering here. It's about Anthony Berger, the man behind the lens.
There's a consistent man, like 6'4", when there are no other customers coming through.
Lincoln didn't die in New York, yet many people say that they see a tall 6'4" figure, sometimes wearing a top hat, and reports of a little child, Todd Lincoln, running through the halls causing trouble.
And sometimes there's a child figure that comes through as well.
We knew we had to investigate further. Maybe this long-forgotten rivalry is the reason why Anthony Berger's spirit can't rest. We're going to be using the Flux 2 to see if our theory is correct about Blood Manor. So this essentially works. We can't touch it, and we put it over here, and the ghost is going to touch it and give us yes, no, true, false, wrong, correct answers, with red being all the negative ones and green being all the positive ones. And through that, we can see if Anthony Berger really is the ghost that is haunting Blood Manor. So we want to know if Anthony Berger... So, are you Anthony Berger? Or is this someone else? You're not Anthony Berger. Are you Matthew Brady? You're not Matthew Brady? Can you kind of give us a little more clarity? So you're not Anthony Berger. You're not Matthew Brady. Are you one of the people who was photographed? Can you give us a little more clarity? Can you let us know? Can you... So, we heard that there was a young child. Oh my God, we heard there was a young child that would move through these halls, like in the room we're talking about right now. You seem very eager about this whole young child thing. Can you kind of let us know if like, this is a young child who's moving through these halls? Can you kind of switch things up if that is the case? Okay, it's a young child. Now I know Anthony Berger had a child. Okay, are you Anthony Berger's child? Because I know Lincoln was a child too, or Lincoln had a child too who was photographed by Anthony Berger. And we had a theory that this child was like a manifestation. So, would this be Todd Lincoln?
Interesting. I feel like that's very much like a kid thing to be like, no, no.
Yeah, dude. I feel like that's what every little child I've ever been around has been like. Also, nobody knows how to use technology, so that makes sense.
That's true. It is from like so long ago.
Yeah, it's just pressing buttons.
I know. So I wonder if it's just like a negative spirit or if it's just a very adamant spirit.
It could be both. Could be both.
We enter the attraction on the top floor, then we go down the stairs to a more traditional style haunted house.
So I'm here alone a lot, so I hear a lot of noises coming through that don't make sense. Doors open, doors close. Sometimes when I turn the corner, I kind of see the back of my own head. Oh, like I just turned a corner. Sort of like a doppelganger type of thing.
I'm just now hearing that there's a thing about black figures. I get a lot of those. There's a consistent man, like 6'4", when there are no other customers coming through. I'm prompted to sing because I see a figure. My eyes are adjusted to the darkness and I just see a silhouette of a person. And there's no one in there with me. The reason I wear the organite is because I once bumped into no one. and they moved right past me.
Then we make our way up to the top floor. It has this neon theme, you put on 3D glasses, and then you exit the haunt into the gift shop.
I'm standing there handing out my 3D glasses. Now it's early in the season, so it's kind of slow. So I have like a pausing in between. Now I'm looking down, waiting for customers, and at the corner of my eye, like my peripheral vision, I see a turn like this, and here is like a silhouette. Oh, I just got chills because I remember it. Oh god, it's so creepy. So here's a silhouette. It's like you can see it's a figure, head, shoulders, abdomen, body, and it just goes across the bottom of the stairwell, and then disappeared like mist. And here's my and my friend Angie, who's my manager at the time, comes down the stairs. She says, "What's the matter?" I'm like, I said I can't. It's like crying. I said I can't describe it. It looked like a ghost.
Like one thing, I'll be looking at the security cameras because the security cameras are right by my room. I can just walk into the next room and see them, and all of a sudden I'll hear a noise crack off in my room. Like there's a chain prop that's like right by the door, and I'll hear something just slam against the chains as if it was right there. I'm looking at the camera, there's nothing there, and I'll run out. Of course, it's gone.
I'm back again! That's like my cue, so there are these chains that you hear every time the door's about to open. So my character's like, when I'm like to get riled and to get staged in character, like, I hear those chains again! I hear those chains again! Oh my gosh, it's like I'm constantly like in this manic state, you know?
I've been running the lights the whole time, and we've had full battery. Like, we have 2 full batteries for the investigation right now, and it just completely drained both batteries and lit up red at the same time when she asked about the bad spirits.
If I were Battery, they would be in the makeup room probably.
Is that all the way down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, but low-key there might be something here. Batteries?
There's like a...
Really?
Yeah.
Are you scared?
No, that was just crazy. It was like an actual, like...
It's almost like he was telling the truth. We spent 3 years looking for a single ghost. But what if we were witnessing an emotional battle for credit? Matthew Brady got the fame, he got the money, but Anthony Berger took the picture. His resentment is the core of this entire place. The figures we see, the 6'4" man, the little child, they're all manifestations of the energy he's draining from this building to get our attention. He isn't just haunting this manor, he's trying to destroy its current narrative. Anthony Berger is the ghost of Blood Manor. The lights flicker, the batteries drain, and the haunt continues. Because the greatest horror of all is being forgotten.